Hi everybody, this is Tammy and I'm back with another video as a member of the Wild Bunch, the Wild Ochre Craft Design team. And as promised, I'm back to share with you the chunky charm that I created using the charms and dangles that I shared with you last week and that we created during the tutorial. And I'm also going to share with you the item that I created to store the chunky charm in. So now I'm going to cut away to a video sharing with you the Wild Ochre Craft products that I used to create the charms and the dangles. So I've been using the Sweetheart Blossoms, and these are in baby pink, and this is MKX 347. I also use the Pastel Tone Rosebuds, and that's these here. And these are MKX 622. These are so fun, and they look so cute on the dangles. And I also use some of the mixed pink tone hip rosebuds. These are GST 014. And also some of the mixed blue tone rosebuds, GST 017, hip rosebuds, GST 017, and some of the large two-tone baby pink wild rosebuds, and these are MKX 102. I love these, they're so gorgeous. And then I also use some of the mixed blue open roses, and these are in 10 millimeter, and these are MKX 074. And I use some of the two-tone baby pink and ivory 10 millimeter open roses, and these are MKX 009. I also use some white seam binding, and this is MKX 472. And some of the white double head pearl stamen, MKX 565. And I use these on all my projects. I love these. These are the two-tone light green and baby pink rose leaves, MKX 248. And I also used one of the mixed pink and white Cosmo Daisies, MKX 122. And then I used some of the two-toned wild roses. And I didn't pull one of those to share with you. But that item is QVR 040, and I will point that out to you on the project. And I used some of the flower-shaped metal bead caps, MKX 398, some of the filigree corners, MKX 184, and then I used some of the ivory Tuscany roses in 30 millimeter, and these are MKX 626. In addition to those items, I also used some of the wood pattern buttons, and these are item ARL 037. I also used two different laces. One of them I used all of it, but the item number, it's the white net lace, and the item is MKX 592. And then I also used the white elastic lace, and that is this one, and it's MKX 588. So let me share with you my chunky charm first. So here it is, and it's beautiful. I love the way that it turned out. It's so springy. Actually, I have it as like a garden-themed chunky charm. So I'm going to point out all the charms and dangles that I shared with you last week that are on here. And then I added, like I said, some buttons, and then I added some other beads and things from my stash. So I ended up using the lobster clasp that I purchased from Joann's, and I took the big split ring off, and there was chain on that, and then from the chain I hung this little this is the wild rose that I put on that metal flower, so I hung that at the top, and right beneath that I put the white net lace, and that's just I just kind of like knotted that on, and that kind of hides the large jump ring that all my chains are hanging from. So I love the way that looks when it's just hanging. So now there are 5 chains, and let me go over them individually with you. So here is one of the buttons. So that mix pack, it's 10 buttons, and there's a variety of different patterns, but this one's so beautiful, and it had all the colors that I used in my chunky charm, so I thought that would look so pretty. So I just put it on a large jump ring, and then put that on the chain. And then here is the square metal blank or metal decoration with the Cosmo Daisy and the seam binding that I shared with this one with you last week. And from the bottom of that one, I dangled a pearl and then also this milky glass looking pearl drop. So beautiful. And then here's a Jesse James bead that I put, there's some bead caps and then also a crystal on the top of that. And then this is one of the dangles that I shared with you last week. So pretty. And then here's another one. This is the one with the bead caps that we curled the edges to make it look like a flower. And then here's a little pearl heart or a shell heart and then a pearl dangle. And those are from my stash. And then these two items I also shared with you last week. And this is one of the really pretty dangles that I love so much. And then the little cameo with the 4mm rosebuds. And then on the next chain, so that's one. On the next chain, this is a piece that I did not share with you. This is 2 bead caps, and then in the center is a hip rosebud, and then there's a glass pearl, and then these are some Jesse James beads that I just stacked. And then here's another piece that I shared with you last week, and another one of the wood buttons. And then these are all pieces from last week. And then this one is so beautiful. I love the color of these crystals. And it's just crystals and some spacer beads, some silver spacers. So pretty. And then the next chain, from the top of this one, I put another shell piece. This is a little flower. And then another one of those milk glass pearl drops. And then here's the little vase of flowers that I made using that bead cap. And then the hip rosebuds, the 4mm rosebuds, and then also the rose leaves. And then here's the dangle that we created during last week's tutorial. And then this is an acrylic butterfly with some glass pearls and then also a pearl dangle. And that's all from my stash. And then here's the beautiful angel that I shared with you last week that I created using the wild rosebud. Love that one. So pretty. And then the next chain, so this is chain number 3. This one is, okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, this is chain number 4. So from this one, here is another one of the pieces from last week with the curled bead caps. And then this is also the metal piece that had the 10mm open roses and the little dangles. And then I also shared this one with you last week. That's the one with the sweetheart blossoms and the really pretty bead. And then this one is just all beads, and then the flower-shaped bead caps from Wild Orchid Crafts. And then this one is another one that I shared with you last week. And this one, I actually had it in my video. I had it on the milk glass tray, and I forgot to talk about it. This is a butterfly. I made this, I made a similar one when I did the stick pin tutorial. But this is a butterfly that I created using the filigree corners, the Wild Orchid Craft filigree corners. And you just glue the ends, the tops of them together, and kind of like pinch it at the bottom and give it a butterfly shape. And I put it on an eye pin. I put a stardust bead on the bottom, a filigree bead on the top, and then from the eye of the pin I just dangled a pearl, a crystal, and then a 4mm rosebud. So pretty, and I love the way it just hangs and it, you know, kind of looks like it's flying. So pretty. And then the last chain, here is just a stack of beads, some crystals, and a pretty decorative head pin. This is another charm from last week. This is another one of the Jesse James beads that I just put some a rondelle spacer and a bead on the top of that. This is another one from last week. That's the one with the stamen in the center. And then that's a bead that I got from Michael's. I think that's a bead landing bead. Here's another one of the angels, and this is one that we created during the tutorial. And then this is also another one that I shared last week. And on this one I added one of the wood buttons, and then I also added this hand-painted glass button that I had in my stash. I've been hoarding this. It's so beautiful. But the colors were perfect for this project. So that is how my chunky charm turned out with all of the charms and dangles that I shared with you last week, and the ones that we created during the tutorial part of last week's video. So I love that, and in case you didn't see that video, I will put a link in the description box below, as well as a list of all the products that I used, and also links to the Wild Orchid Craft website, to the Facebook page, the Pinterest group, and also to the YouTube channel. So that's the chunky charm, and now let me share with you what I created to store it in. So since it is a garden themed chunky charm, I thought what better thing to store it in than a watering can. So here's a watering can that I altered to store my chunky charm, and let me zoom out a little bit. Excuse me. This is a watering can that I purchased from Daiso, and it was this color already, so I didn't have to paint it or anything like that. And I used the Graphic 45 Secret Garden paper, and let me just go show all sides of it, and then we'll go over everything. So here I'll start on the back. So this is one of the main pages in the collection, and I just fussy cut out this fence and the flowers, and then I just glued that down to the watering can, and then I just started layering on my embellishments. So here at the top I have the elastic lace, and then on top of that, and I actually cut the lace in half because it's like a double-edged lace. Let me get it out and so I can show you. So it is a double-edged lace, so I just cut it in half so that I could just have a smaller piece at the top of the watering can. So it looks like this. So I just cut it right down the center, and then I put part of it here all the way around, and then I put some a pearl flower bead strand from my stash all the way around. And then here is one of the Tuscany roses and all the Tuscany roses that I used were white, and I colored them with some spray that I got from Michael's, and also a water brush, so that I could like give it like a water brushed effect. So love the way that looks. And then here's one of the Cosmo Daisies. Here's one of the Sweetheart Blossoms, and that's just a wood piece from my stash. I also used the Martha Stewart punch to punch out some butterflies. So here's one of them that I punched out of the paper. Another Sweetheart Blossom. Here's a smaller butterfly. And then here's a hip rosebud, a 10mm open rose. I also put some of the lace, and this is the full piece of the lace. I didn't cut it all the way around, and then put some of the pearls right around the top. And then here's another one of the Tuscany roses, and that I colored. And here's one that I did not color. Another one of the Cosmo Daisies. And then you can also see some of the light green and baby pink rose leaves. And here's also a piece of the paper that I put all the way across the bottom, and then I layered on top of that. So this is a resin fence that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, a resin gate that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. So beautiful, I just love that. And then here's another wood piece from my stash, another one of the butterflies. This is a really beautiful bird that I received in a rack from Janet, who is NanaJL54 here on YouTube. And all the ones that she sent me that were this size were white. I used that same spray, which is the Simply Pastel spray, and a water brush to tone down the color. And I just love how light the color, and it really picked up the color nicely. So I love the way that turned out. And then behind the gate, I tucked some of the rosebuds, the hip rosebuds, and then also some of the 4mm rosebuds. And then this is a Prima resin piece that's usually all this white color, and I just use that same Simply Pastel spray in yellow, and then also the blue, and a water brush to like lightly put color on that resin piece. And then here's some more of the hip rosebuds, and the 10mm rose, the 4mm rosebuds, another little butterfly. Here's another one of the Tuscany roses, and another one of the Sweetheart Blossoms. And then here's a little nest that I got from Michael's. It's one of the recollections. Another one of the birds that I got from Janet, and this one I used the yellow Simply Pastel spray and some water to tone that down. And then I put some of the green on the leaves. And then the nest already had the little eggs in it, so I love the way that looks. And I just tucked that all within the handle of the watering can. And then also on the handle, I used the lace, the elastic lace, the full size, and just wrap that all the way down the handle. And then here at the top, I put some of the Tuscany roses. Here's one of the wild rosebuds, a Cosmo Daisies, a variety of colors of the 10mm open roses. And then this is also one of the charms, the dangles that I shared with you last week. But instead of putting it on the chunky charm, I just hung it here from this grouping of flowers. And then also I put some of the flower pearl trim all the way down the handle. And then here at the bottom, the other half of this lace that I cut in half, I used that and I made a little bow. So I tied it into a bow. And then I put some of the sweetheart blossoms in the middle, or right above that. So I just love the way that turned out. And then here on the end of the watering can, I just cut some of the paper and put it there, and then went back and poked the holes again so that it kept, you know, the look of a watering can. And then here is a layered butterfly that I created using the Martha Stewart punch and some of the paper. I put some flat back pearls down the center of the butterfly. So then I did create a lid to go on top of the watering can. So I just used a couple of layers of some chipboard that I cut it into a circle, and then I put on the paper on the top and on the bottom. And then I put this really pretty bauble, a little metal blank from my stash I put there, and then also some of the pearl trim. And then this wood piece is also from my stash. It was brown. I just painted it with some pink Adirondack paint. And then here's another one of the butterflies. So then when you take the lid off, out comes the chunky charm. So underneath the lid, I just put on one of these little cup hooks, and that's what the lobster clasp, it hooks onto that cup hook, and then everything just goes into the watering can. And then when I lift the lid off, the chunky charm comes out with it. So I thought that was so cute and perfect. And I will probably store this also sometimes with the chunky charm outside of the can. So the back is kind of plain. It just has the paper and some flowers. So I thought, like, if I wanted to store it outside of the watering can, then I can just put my lobster clasp and loop and hook it onto the right here onto the handle of the watering can, and then just drape the chunky charm across the back and then let it hang that way. But most likely it will just be stored inside, and I'm sure I'll take it out sometimes, or you know, so that I can see it. But I love the watering can, and I bought this excuse me, with the intention of altering it one day, and this just happened to be the perfect project for it. So I am so happy with the way that it turned out, and all the beautiful Wild Orchid Craft products just make it so much more beautiful. And I'm sure I would have used those products on it anyway in order to, you know, alter the watering can. But I just love it, and I think the you know, a place to store this beautiful chunky charm is, you know, it's perfect for that. So that is my project, my chunky charm, and also the item that I created to store it in. So please let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Comments are always appreciated, and so is thumbs ups. There will be a surprise, so, you know, leave a comment if you wish. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And remember, if you are all the videos for the Wild Bunch Design Team members appear on our own YouTube channels, and then they also appear on the Wild Orchid Craft channel. But when I do like giveaways or anything like that, I look at the comments on both, and I just double checked if I can to make sure that you're a subby of mine. So it doesn't matter to me if you leave your comment on my video, on this video on my channel, or on my video on the Wild Orchid Craft channel. Then you know, either way, if you're a subscriber, I include it into the giveaway. So I will be having a giveaway, so please leave a comment, and I will let you know next week what, you know, I'll pick a winner from the comments, and I'll also let you know what you will be winning. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for all my new subscribers. I really appreciate everyone. Whether you leave a comment or not, I appreciate you watching my videos, and also for subscribing to my channel. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I hope you're all having a really great day. Bye!